Welcome to the first Blender Challenge, hosted by me, Señor Games, and it's against Perfect Pigeon Games. The theme of this challenge is SpongeBob, so I chose to make Mr. Krabs from the show. The link to vote on the final product, which will both be shown for both me and Perfect Pigeon Games, will all be there'll be a Google form to vote on it in the description of this video, and I hope you enjoy. So right about now, I worked on the body and also the arms and the legs. For the arms, because I'm not that experienced in Blender, I chose to make it a path, and then make it just make some separate objects for the claws too. I made some changes also to the sides of the claws, but then I ended up undoing that after. So I then end up shading smooth, and I also duplicate it to the other side too. I then start adding materials, and the time is going down. And at this point, I only have around 20 minutes left. So I start hurrying to make all the things. I make the eyes, I make the eyelid. I also then start materialing everything. I also make I don't make set I don't make the body into separate objects. I just material the separate parts of it, and then the time starts winding down, so I make a nose. But I also, at the end, I also try to make a mouth, but that doesn't go that well. And at this point, I just try to I make a belt and try to make everything look nice. I give the belt a nice material, and I bevel the edges to make it look nice. Then I make the waistband, and I just add a boolean and duplicate the body and delete it so I can make it look good. So there's around 3 minutes left. I try to make a mouth quickly, but I don't know what to do, so it didn't look that good, so I end up just deleting it and then just adjusting things for the last minute. So now for the prop, I'm making the soup ladle from the garage sale episode. So it's a inverted plunger, but he sells it to Patrick, saying it's a soup ladle. So that was pretty quick, and I also make the shovel from the same episode, so I could use it in the scene I'm making. So I only had 5 minutes, and I made it look nice, and also added a nice material to it to give a good effect. I only had a minute at this point, so I just edited some of the edges to make it look a little better. So now it's time for the scene. For the scene, I started out with the background from the actual show, and I positioned Mr. Krabs and where he is in the image. I then created the rug that's on the ground in the image. I also decided to create the anchor too, and because the anchor, when I was playing out the materials for it, it somehow had it wasn't seamless, the material. So as you could see, once I add the materials to it, it does look a little strange. And I also fiddle around with the camera to get the best angle, which I think I do find at the end. But when I add the material, you see there's a line in the middle of it. So to get around this, because I'm ready. I only have 10 minutes left. I quickly just add, make it really shiny so it's hard to see. Then I add the props I made. So I was gonna initially position the suplado like leaning against him, but I ended up just putting in his hand and also positioned the shovel on the rug. I was running low on time, so I quickly made the sign and made knife tool. I used the knife tool to make cuts in it to make it look more like the show's thing. I also at this point I was really low on time, and in the last couple of seconds I ended up adding rock, and I couldn't change it. But that's the final result. It looks really nice. I'm really happy how I did it. I did it in only an hour and 30 minutes, which is really amazing. It looks so good. So in the top left, you could see mine. In the bottom right, you can see Perfect Pigeon Games, and there will be a Google form to vote on who you thought did better. Thank you, and have a great day.